what happens when you take the drug and it goes inside your body? Let's find out.
So, what exactly is the aim of the drug, or what exactly should a drug be doing? First, it should be curing. So, the drug should be effective in such a way that it cures any sort of a disease. Second is prevention of the spread of any of the disease. Third is the therapeutic. So when you're talking about therapeutic, that means it's the same thing. It's either the drug should be able to cure disease or should be prevent any sort of disease. And last and the most important point for a drug is that it should be non-toxic. It should not be so that because the drug has been taken by the patient died because of the drug and not because of the disease. So this is very important that the drug should be completely non-toxic to the human body. So how does actually your drug move? First is absorption. That means once you take in the drug uh, inside by the tablet, it gets inside your body and it gets absorbed. Next is distribution. So the drug gets inside and distributes all throughout the body. After the distribution takes place, it gets metabolized. Generally, it gets metabolized in the liver. And last step is your excretion of the drug. Now, when we are talking about this, there are some important questions which arise. When it is getting absorbed, how does it actually get in? We know about tablets, but is tablet the only way in which we can take in the drug or absorb the drug? Second, when it gets distributed, how does it gets distributed? We know that the blood is a major source for the distribution, but which all places does it go? Third, metabolism. In metabolism, again, we know it takes place in the liver, but how does the drug actually gets broken up? And finally, which are the ways through which the excretion of the drug can take place? And most importantly, when does the drug actually get excreted out of the body from the point you have taken in? So that means all of these questions is nothing but a part of a quantitative study. A quantitative study which discusses about the movement of the drug. And when we are talking about the drug, we have to talk about the intensity of the effect. That means how intense is it, how intense is the effectiveness of the drug. And this intensity or the effectiveness of the drug is dependent upon the concentration of the drug, right? So how much concentration of the drug should an individual be taking in inside his body in order to maintain the intensity? And finally, that this drug should reach the site of the action. This drug should reach the place where actually the problem is and not just any part. All of this is nothing but part of pharmacokinetics. Hi, this is Sanket, and welcome to the first lecture in this lecture series of pharmacokinetics. So, pharmacokinetics is nothing but a quantitative study of the movement of the drug which takes place throughout your body. All right, and as I said, it mainly depends upon the intensity of the drug, and this intensity is maintained by the concentration, and most importantly, at which site, okay, does this drug is going and binding to. And all of these are a part of your pharmacokinetic properties. So in this lecture series, we'll be studying in detail about what exactly is pharmacokinetics and what are the pharmacokinetic properties. Now, there was one point which was raised about the drug concentration in the definition. So what exactly is this drug concentration? If you look at this graph here, this is what we call as an AUC curve, or an area under the curve. AUC, area under the curve. We'll be talking more about AUC as we go ahead, but just to give you an overview of what exactly a drug concentration is, this is the point where actually you have taken in the drug. This is the point where the concentration of the drug has reached the maximum. That is why it is called as Cmax. And after it has reached the concentration of the drug maximum, and then slowly the effectiveness or the intensity of the drug keeps on decreasing. Right. So if you look at this point, it says 24 hours, the intensity of the drug has decreased. Now, you'll ask what exactly is this? If you remember, or if you know, when you go to when you fall ill, when you go to the doctor and he prescribes you medicine, in the prescription you must have seen he writes some XYZ drug, okay, and then 1-0-1, okay, or 1-0-0. All right. So what exactly does it mean in the prescription? 1-0-1, which means one tablet you have to take in the morning and another tablet you have to take in the evening. Okay. 1-0-0, what it means is you have to just take one drug in the entire day, and that is generally in the morning. Now, why is that? Is because of this curve which I was talking about. So if you have one drug in a day, if you are talking about that, that is mostly all your antibiotics. You know, the antibiotics are pretty heavy, and that's why when you take one drug, it reaches the concentration max and it retains itself till the 24 hours period. If you can see, this is the concentration and here is the time in hours is the thing. So in 24 hours, this is how the concentration actually after 24 hours, when you again take in the drug, so next day you are again taking in the drug. Now if you see, very interestingly, this has not reached to the zero, it is at this point itself. So once you take in here, again your concentration of drug increases. So this, for this graph, okay, for this graph, the zero is at this point, it's not at this point. Did you understand? So once I'm taking it here, that means the concentration has increased. So initially the concentration was somewhere close to 60, and that's why now it has increased somewhere here to 75, and slowly the drug concentration keeps on increasing. When I mean by drug concentration keeps on increasing, that means you have more drug molecules which are present inside your body to fight all the disease, bacteria or the viruses, which is the foreign bodies which is there inside your body. So that is why it is prescribed in such a way. So if you have a lot of symptoms of some particular disease which is being shown, what he suggests, what the doctor generally suggests is take two drugs, okay, take two tablets in a day. If it's like, no, it's okay, just take one tablet, it will be fine, so you just take one tablet and you continue to take the tablet till you feel that you do not show any symptoms of that particular disease. Once that symptoms of that particular disease is stopped, that is the point. What you do is you stop taking the drug. So suppose after 1, 2, 3 and 4 your symptoms stop showing and you have stopped taking the drugs, so the concentration is already reached to a highest, okay, at this point. Now what actually happens is, by the time it comes down, so you can say that the intensity to trickle down, it's going to take another 1 or 2 days. So even if probably after 4 days you stop taking the drug, the effectiveness, okay, or the intensity of the drug or the effect of the drug will still last for 2 more days. All right. So that's why this is the reason why it's prescribed take 2 in a day or take 1 in a day. So this is what actually is your drug concentration. And my dear friends, drug concentration is very important when we are developing a drug actually. Okay, so how effective is your drug, that is very important when you actually start manufacturing the drug. So this is what is your drug concentration. And when you're talking about the drug concentration, we are actually talking about the doses here. Okay, so this 100 is nothing but the dose which is administered. And when you administer the dose, what actually happens is you seek some particular effect, which is nothing but your response. So you take a dose of a drug and you wait for the response of the drug. Now this taking of the dosage and waiting for the response, these two, there are a number of events which occur. You must have heard of ADME properties, but here I bring you LADME properties. L here stands for the liberation. And liberation actually means once you take in the drug inside your body, how it is liberated. Okay, or what are the different ways in which it is liberated. Second point is your absorption. Absorption here actually means is how is the drug actually absorbed inside your body. Generally it gets absorbed in the intestine, so how does it get absorbed and what are the various things which takes place. Third is your distribution. All right, so the distribution of the drug throughout your body. Fourth is the metabolism of the drug in your liver, and last is finally the excretion of the drug outside your body. So in this lecture series of pharmacokinetics, we will be studying these 5 chain of events in detail. And once we understand these 5 chain of events in detail, I think we would be able to understand what happens when you take the drug and it goes inside your body. Bye bye.